There's so much recency bias going into what we saw in week 16 when these two teams played 3 weeks ago. The underdog is always the play in this rivalry. This is the largest spread in the history of this series. 9 is the largest spread. So if this closes at 9.5, 10, this will be the largest spread that we ever see in Ravens Steelers. Since 2015, the Ravens and Steelers have played 20 times. Only 4 of those games has the final score been decided by 7 or more points. The underdog in this series in that same time span, 16-3-1 against the spread, right? We all know these trends. Like, these games are always close. They always come down to the wire. And I think a lot of people, again, think these games are different, or that this game will be different, because it doesn't feel like there's ever really been this big a gap between the Ravens roster and the Steelers roster. But these games are always close, guys. Keep in mind, too, that game in week 16 could have gone very differently very quickly. Normally, any other game, it's about X's and O's, or it's about which team has an advantage here, or it's about power ratings or spots or these kind of things. Ravens Steelers, it's all about which way the ball bounces. And normally in this rivalry, Pittsburgh is usually the team that gets the bounces. When these two teams played in Pittsburgh earlier in the year, Derrick Henry, who never fumbled in that game. Tucker misses 2 kicks. Isaiah Likely fumbles before the end of the half. Ravens are dropping passes. So I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think the recency bias is kind of driving this line out of control. It's still Ravens Steelers. I know Pittsburgh isn't playing well, and I know Baltimore is, but these two teams know each other better than any two teams in the NFL because of how many times Harbaugh and Tomlin have gone head-to-head. So now that we're getting a 10, I mean, could you imagine 3 weeks ago if you were getting a 10 in Ravens Steelers? You would have took that blindly. Now I think a lot of people like Baltimore. I'll take Pittsburgh in the game plus 10.